Hello everyone, you're back again to the Mindset Shift with myself, Tsholofelo Bokako, and we are discussing the most engaging, thought-provoking topics that affect us on a daily basis. If this is your first time on the channel, please go ahead and give us a like or subscribe so that you can know every time we load a new video. We are continuing. I'm with my producer in studio, and today we're talking about parenting in the tech era. What am I talking about? Our children being on social media 24/7. As a parent, what do you do? Do you have access to your children's phone? Do they have time where they can be on social media, or are they on social media whenever they feel like it? That's what we want to talk about. And what are the impact? How does it help us to be involved? If we're not involved, are we being too aggressive? We want to talk about it. Banele, I'm bringing you in. As a parent, what are your thoughts?
Well, as a new parent, my child doesn't know anything about phones.
Yeah, so you think.
Digital. So for now, I'm still safe. But I am a parent as far as Ubaba Mngqi. I'm an uncle to, I think, 9 kids, Wow. And Omdala is like, what, 14, I think? Maybe I'm lying. But anyway, I think it is an interesting topic, especially nowadays. I mean, things have changed. So I'm not sure how to approach this, but I do know that it is a topic of concern as far as keeping them safe on the internet, So I'll share later what is it that I do, or what is it that I did. Because my sister bought my niece, nephew tablets. But there's something I did to those tablets to ensure peace of mind. Something like that.
Yeah, very interesting, because I have a 12-year-old son who is like any other child in this era, very obsessed with Wi-Fi. And I've kind of used Wi-Fi as part of my disciplinary process. Like whenever he's a very, very sweet child. Not rebellious at all. But then the time that he spends on social media can sometimes irk me off, because sometimes when you speak to them, they just shut down and be concentrating on whatever that they're doing. So I have social media time for him. In the morning, there are chores. Like now, siyaguma holidays, because nyazi ukuthi Wi-Fi mele ihlale ibhadelwe. There are chores in the morning, and once he has done all his chores, then he can be on social media for like 3 hours. And not 3 hours, some parents says it's a lot. 3 hours, and then after that, I ask him to actually go play with his friends, like leave their phones, just go run around or do something like a normal boy who stays in a township, badlale bolo or something like that.
So who bought him his phone?
I did.
You did?
I did. His first phone, he got it when he was 6 years old. So yeah, he's been used to a phone, but then.
So at the age of 6, did he ask for the phone, or you just saw, let me just buy my boy a phone?
Yeah, because he used to play with my phone a lot and cry. Mangitati phone yangasafuni phone yam and whatnot. So I just bought like a little nice cheap phone from Pap.
Right. I think what I would do. Well, I don't know, but I think what I would do is I would buy a phone, but it's my phone. And I'm only lending. Do I say borrow? No, they borrow it from me. Yes. So I'm lending it to them, right? Yeah. But it's my phone.
Yeah.
Up until Mhlambe Babamba 14, 15, that's where they can get a phone. That's theirs. Okay, well, that's me.
Yeah. But I mean, Multi 13, 14, yabona guti vele, it makes sense to give them masewa ma teenager. But manje, I feel like a 9-year-old can run through YouTube, can run through some apps that even we struggle to run through. So the late generation learner actually tina sibesi yo masola ma phone, we were almost adult like when we got our phones.
Yeah, rightfully so. So here's what I did. So these normal tablets, Android, there's what you call a family app. It's a Microsoft app. You install the app, and then you install the app on both phones. So once you're fully signed in, authenticated, you've created an account for them, you have parent privileges. So in other words, you can see all the activities that they're up to. So what apps they open, the time that they spend on different apps. And if they want to download an app, it sends you a notification and you need to approve if that app can be downloaded. So they've got a phone or whatever, a tablet, they want to download it. So it'll say verification sent. So you as the parent then needs to give permission to download a particular app.
And does it show what kind of app is it?
It shows what kind of app. So you can go through that particular app and like, I don't think this is fit for you.
I think that's perfect. Yeah. Please, let's share that app. We're not promoting them, but then I guess that's something that we need to have. Because right now, how I'm monitoring my child is he logged in on YouTube using my Gmail address.
And because when you signed up for your Gmail account, you were over 18, it means on YouTube, you're exposed to content that's 18 and
18.
above.
Yes, and that's risky. That's risky,
very
right?
risky.
Yeah.
Very risky.
So how
there's YouTube Kids. There's YouTube Kids.
YouTube for Kids. Yes, I did download for him that one before I get grade 7. Because at grade 7, he was like, Mom, the YouTube Kids one is not, because over these games, I don't know, there's this game, Baby Tankonje, it's so fine.
Minecraft.
Yes, he's obsessed with Minecraft. And now there's a guy that he watches who's just loud and they go into this virtual world and he'll be so interested. So, but now, Magato took Puma, because if only I still have my Gmail on my phone. So whenever I go to YouTube, it shows me where he's been. So I can see.
But it's just a matter of time before he's that clever to start deleting history.
I hope he doesn't get. You know what? I better get that.
No. He is clever. I know these kids. It's just that for me, because I'm in the tech space, I'm just one step ahead. But these little guys, they're catching up really, really, really fast.
Especially content is fun and about TikTok. TikTok is not regulated. You don't choose what to watch. Things just pop out to you and anything can just come up.
Exactly.
And then sometimes that's why I don't like him spending a lot of time on that, because there's adult content that he likes seeing, like funny girlfriend, boyfriend stuff that I find very uncomfortable.
Right, because I've seen videos with TikTok where Toguti, but hey, press the music icon to find out more. But Toguti, the video, it's talking about something that has to do with an explicit nature of some sort. So these apps, they are very not considerate. I'll give you an example. Not YouTube, Facebook, right? They've recently changed the company name to Meta, right?
Yeah.
But they were on the news for Instagram, where investigators created a fake Instagram account for a 13-year-old. So this 13-year-old is conscious. Remember, it's a fake account, isn't it? So this 13-year-old is conscious about how they look, the weight, and all of that stuff. And Instagram kept showing this 13-year-old stuff about weight loss. Eventually, they started showing stuff about suicide and all of that stuff, right? So, but imagine if this was an actual 13-year-old that's going through Instagram.
Yeah, and there are 13-year-olds on that app.
Yeah, but now I've got a question for you, right? So, yes, we can download this app where it prevents kids from going on the internet and going buck wild. But are we actually protecting them, or are we not preparing them, or are we doing a good job to protect them from the world, because eventually they will be exposed to the real world? So what do we do in that case? Because we can only do so much, but what other part can we play as far as protecting the young ones?
I think that's why we wanted to talk about this topic, because we feel like it is becoming a bit of a challenge where other parents feel like they don't know how far they can take it in terms of protecting their children online, because others just fake their age. Omunye ati she's 18 while she's 12, chatting to old men and stuff. So I think apps is Fanana Lazy, the one that you highlighted, they're quite very important for us parents now to know about, so that we can actually introduce these apps at an earlier age to a child, and then we can monitor them as far as we can. But I don't know. Naseskolweni, there should be like social media education and things like that because
I get you. So there has to be a subject around social media.
yes, it's so important. I feel like it's so important to have a subject around social media because it's now the new thing that's overtaking, and so many children are being lost in that world. And if your child doesn't have like self-esteem and whatnot, that thing
Easily
could destroy
kill
them.
themselves.
It could destroy them immensely because the impact that it has on us as adults,
especially
the
around
pressure,
body shaming.
and also just having stuff. People will be like going to places every day and
Fake lives.
You just look like your life is the most boring thing, and then you just feel like, oh, I'm so useless. I don't have this and that. I feel like it's so negative when it comes to that. But also, tech again has positive aspects as well. It depends as a parent where you're driving your child, because I'm always encouraging my child to subscribe. I subscribe him on these free coding classes and things that will teach him what he enjoys. He loves learning about different stars, planets and whatnot. So there's information on that on YouTube and we'd watch together. So it depends ukuthi wena umzali involved kangakanani emntwaneni wakho and how much do you monitor them when they're online.
Yeah, you know what this makes me think of? With movies, there is a rating. In fact, every movie has a rating.
Yeah.
There is a rating that most of us are familiar with called PG. Mm-hmm. That is parental guidance. Yeah. And I think also on social media, there should be some form of parental guidance as and when they grow, because with parental guidance, whenever watching a movie, what they're basically saying is, hey, you can watch this movie with your young ones, but you should guide them through it. So if, for example, there is a scene of racism in the movie, pause the movie, like, okay, child, you see what just happened. This one thinks they're better than this one because of their skin color. This is not right. You should learn to treat everyone with respect. Everyone is a human being and we're all equal. And then they continue playing the movie. That's what parental guidance is. Not it's PG.
Yeah, I want to feel like parental guidance is mean you can watch it with your parents.
Right. So it requires the guidance of a parent. Same thing with social media.
Definitely.
Right. So I do think that there are certain apps where you can. In fact, I think it's just a no-no. It's just a no-no. Because I'm trying to think. Yes, maybe you can allow YouTube because they do try and censor content. But if they're looking for a social media platform, because YouTube is more consumption based, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If we're talking social media, the likes of Twitter's dangerous. Twitter has like, it's not regulated. They censor explicit. Like you can find
explicit
pornography.
Content. Yes.
Pornography on Twitter.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's Facebook. It tries to censor. And then there's Instagram. But I think I don't think there's a better platform.
Yeah.
It's just the worst of the worst.
My son, the only social media that he has is WhatsApp. He only has WhatsApp. He's not on Facebook. He's not on Twitter. He's not on Instagram or any of, just WhatsApp and TikTok. Those are the only two that he has. Now, kona ku WhatsApp, I monitor ukuthi what, because there was other time ngimthola join amanye groups called sexy mamas and what.
Oh,
I was like,
goodness.
what the? And I went through the content and people were just sharing violent videos and everything. And I'm like, I said to him, like, well, how did you join this group? Like, I know a friend of mine from school.
It's always a friend.
Invited me to join this group, and now the information shared. I don't post anything. I just watch. I'm like, you are participating in something that has nothing. I don't think this is just okay for you. Because me as a parent, we go through his phone, me and his dad, every week. If he's smart enough, he'll delete all the other stuff that he doesn't want us to see. You know? But you see,
even WhatsApp, there's just room for a lot to potentially take place, because with WhatsApp, this is how they share content at school.
Yeah.
Right? They probably won't share via Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, they share via
like
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, let me share the video or whatever it is, the picture. Right? At what age did you first see your first explicit content? And I think for me it was a magazine. Mm-hmm. And you know that magazine used to like chill.
Me too. It was one of my uncle's magazines.
Right, exactly. And that was like, maybe 10, 15 years ago?
Yeah, and I used to be afraid of those sexual content things. And when you find a friend who says, Asambi so bugela video. You know about my so
No, video.
video.
That was like,
Asambi so bugela video at my house. I wouldn't be part of that, especially if there are boys that bengi sabaga bileo lifestyle leo. So I got exposed quite
no,
late.
I remember like, as if it was yesterday, because sharp, there was magazines, okay, cool. But the Magtui video and the food big cassette.
Volume pants.
So the parents are at work. We would lock the door.
Unsupervised.
Yeah. But we knew we were running on a limited freedom,
Yes.
so to speak.
Yes.
But now there's a phone, right?
24
There's a
hours
phone.
access freedom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when they go to sleep or when they just chilling by the corner by themselves and you can't really see what's going on in their screen, right? This is really alarming. And for those that do have Netflix, there was it's a movie called, I think, Social Media. Yeah, something like that. But it was on Netflix, where it spoke about the dangers of Netflix, the dangers of social media. Because around a dinner table, abantu bahleli bayadla, and then there's just that itch where if you phone your khala, it's like, I wonder who could be that. So the dad said, look, guys, we're having dinner, right? So let's just put our phones somewhere there. Not here on our dinner table, but just somewhere. And you would hear boom, boom, phones are buzzing. And that you could see, it made them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I wonder who it is. And then they would ask, Dad, can I just see who it is? I'm not going to respond. I just need to see who it is, So
that thing is addictive.
It's
taken over.
It is. I think there's another addiction from, smoking, drinking. There's also the addiction of social media.
Yeah, no, and that one is the most dangerous, I think, because I think the concept behind it was good. It was to encourage socialism, I think, but it's antisocial, as much as I see it.
Yeah.
Because when you're like out for lunch as friends, once one person starts on their phone like this, it becomes contagious. Then everybody else is on their phone. Then now the discussion is no longer authentic.
Yeah.
It's about now what's happening on the phone and whatnot. So even in families, somebody will eat in their room and the other one will eat somewhere else. So yeah, just to round it off, because this is such a big topic and it encompasses so many elements. It has so many things around it. But the nature of it is that as parents, we need to be very, very careful on how much freedom we give to our kids in terms of being exposed to social media and technology. And another thing that I wanted us to talk about, but we didn't have time to talk about it in this topic, was just how COVID made us to just teach our kids via virtual, like that lockdown had to use digital to teach our kids. It was traumatic for a lot of parents.
I think we can have a part 2 where we talk about the positives.
Yeah.
Because tech in itself is just a tool. So the onus is on us to decide how we use it.
Yeah.
Either for something that's productive or something that's destructive.
Because
right?
it can be both.
Because we kind of discussed today about the downfalls of social media. The dangers, exactly. Right?
And what parents can do to make sure that they keep their hands, they get involved,
Yeah. And then also I did a tech video where I spoke about kids mode, where it's an actual browser on a PC, right? Where, parents give kids their phones, right? Or laptops, computers, ne? And then kids have access to the browser, the way in a corner. And from there, they can literally browse anything right?
Yeah.
So there is a browser called Microsoft Edge. It's got kids mode. So it's got 2 modes, from 3 to 7 and from 8 to 12. So it's got websites that are preloaded. And then if a child wants to access a website that is deemed not safe, they will then have to enter the password of the laptop. So you as the parent, first things first, make sure that your kids don't know your password for the laptop. And then when you give them the laptop, like here, Nai browser, that's for you. Use that. And then it will block
Make
out any
things
explicit things. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to put the links. We'll put the links on the comment section below for all these apps that will help us make sure that our kids are well taken care of and are safe at the end of the day. So, yeah. So, I mean, the gist of it is that social media is not that bad. There are dangers of social media, but us as parents, young parents as we are, because we know we just want to shut our kids up by just giving them our phone and they could stop crying or stop moaning. But then we need to also be careful on how far they take it when it comes to being safe. So let's just make sure that our kids are safe. They're not exposed to explicit content that might harm them or make them harm others. So in wrapping up, it's been a great one. We will come back with part 2 where we'll be looking at the positives now, the good sides of social media. Catch us again next week. Remember to subscribe, then like, follow us, and all things good. Till we meet again, we're out.